Hi, my name is Vivian and welcome. Today we're going to analyze another character arc, and the character we're going to analyze is Prince Zuko from the show Avatar: The Last Airbender. Prince Zuko goes through a positive character arc. What is Prince Zuko's lie? Zuko believes that in order to regain his honor, he has to win the approval of his father. And in order to achieve this, he has to find and capture the Avatar. So what is a positive character arc? A positive character arc is when a character believes a lie, discovers the truth, and eventually embraces the truth. And Prince Zuko goes through this process. When you first introduce a character that is going to go through a positive character arc, the character is entrenched in the lie. In Zuko's case, when we are introduced to him, we see that Zuko is absolutely obsessed with finding the Avatar and regaining his honor, because that is all he talks about. He is rude, he's bossy, and impatient, especially to his uncle Iroh, who was a former general. Zuko's life at the beginning of the show isn't good. He has been banished from the Fire Nation and he's traveling through the seas with no place to go. The only thing he has to occupy his time is finding and capturing the Avatar. In a positive character arc, the lie relates to something that the character lacks internally that they are seeking externally, and they are not happy. Zuko isn't happy and doesn't know who he is. His identity is attached to the expectations that his father has for him. Zuko believes that when he finds and captures the Avatar and presents him to his father, Fire Lord Ozai, he will regain his honor. The truth is that Zuko is in control of his destiny and his honor, and the way to regain his honor is to do the right thing. What is Zuko's past? Zuko was burned by his father and banished for speaking up against him. All of his life, Zuko craved for his father's love and approval. He will do anything to get his father's love and to restore his rightful place at the throne. His sister Azula is the dad's favorite. She was always the lucky one. Things always came easy to her from Zuko's perspective. Zuko's characteristic moments. Characteristic moments are the character's first impressions once they hit the screen or the page. Right away, we find out that he's a prince and that his name is Zuko and that he wants to find the Avatar to regain his honor. We also see that he has a big scar on his face, which makes the audience wonder what happened to him and have some type of empathy for him. But then we see his attitude, that he is impatient, he's arrogant, he's bossy, and we realize that he is the antagonist that is going up against the Avatar. Prince Zuko's normal world. He's banished out at sea, surrounded by Fire Nation soldiers and terrorizing people. But his uncle Iroh, a former general, tries to advise him the best he can. Iroh is a glimpse of the good that Prince Zuko eventually becomes, because Iroh has also seen the error of his own ways from his past. He wants Zuko to be happy, but Zuko is so obsessed with capturing and finding the Avatar that a lot of the things that Iroh says, he dismisses them. First act, first season, how does Zuko show his potential of overcoming the lie? When Zuko is challenged by Commander Zhao to an Agni Kai, Zuko wins. Zuko could have burned the commander, but he doesn't. And because Commander Zhao can't accept defeat, he attacks Zuko, but Uncle Iroh stops it and he says, "Despite my nephew being in exile, he has shown more honor than you ever have." When you're writing your character, show glimpses of how your character can overcome their lie. They won't know it yet, but you are placing hints in the beginning that they are going to go through a transformation. Throughout the first season, Zuko reiterates how capturing the Avatar will help restore something that he has lost, which is his honor. He talks about this constantly. The Inciting Incident. The Fire Lord has promoted Commander Zhao to Admiral, and he is also looking for the Avatar for personal glory. Now, Zuko has competition and his goal is threatened. How can he go up against the Admiral and his resources? He's very worried. Commander Zhao captures the Avatar. Zuko poses as the Blue Spirit and rescues Avatar Aang. It shows how they work well together to escape, which is a form of foreshadowing because later on they do work together. Avatar finds out that the Blue Spirit is Zuko, and he tells Zuko how he misses his friends from 100 years ago, in particular a friend from the Fire Nation. And then he asks Zuko, "Do you think we could have been friends?" Zuko then attacks him and then Avatar Aang dodges it, but here we can see that there is a glimmer of change happening within Zuko from this moment. After this encounter, Prince Zuko rejects it. He holds tighter to his goal of finding the Avatar and he doubles down on his search. Second act, second season. Again, with your character going through a positive character arc, show ways that your character can overcome the lie. Zuko is now in a vulnerable state. After another failed attempt at capturing the Avatar at the Northern Water Tribe, his sister Azula is following orders from their father to capture Prince Zuko and Uncle Iroh and bring them back to the Fire Nation as prisoners. So they're living undercover not only to hide from Azula, but also to hide from other citizens from other nations like the Earth Kingdom and the Water Tribe. Because if those people found out that they were Fire Nation, then they could really get hurt. Prince Zuko saves a boy in a village and he realizes that he had to be himself in order to protect the boy. He had to use his firebending, which exposed his identity. But despite saving the boy and using his firebending for good, he's rejected and his help isn't appreciated because he is Fire Nation. At this point, he sees the fear and anger that the people of this village have towards the Fire Nation, when all of his life he has been taught that the Fire Nation is great and what they're doing is for the good of the world. He is seeing the flaw in what he was taught, and this is his first step in his journey to regain his honor differently. Prince Zuko's antagonist is his sister Azula, and he is aware of how powerful she is. She's a very skilled firebender and she can also bend lightning. Zuko knows that he has to learn advanced firebending skills in order to go up against her. Usually at this stage, the character will be exposed to things that will help them overcome the lie while simultaneously learning new and advanced skills to go up against the antagonist. Zuko's Uncle Iroh teaches him how to lightning bend. Show your character encountering difficulties in pursuing their lie. Zuko is still trying to catch the Avatar, at least in the first half of season 2. He is still impatient and stubborn as ever, and he carries this attitude towards everything and it leaves him frustrated. Now his number one priority is to get to Ba Sing Se with his uncle safely away from the Fire Nation. Zuko can't pursue the Avatar when he is focused on getting away from Fire Nation soldiers and his sister. Move your character closer to the thing that they want and further away from the thing that they need. Zuko sees a flyer for Avatar Aang's missing flying bison, Appa. Now he knows that Avatar Aang is in Ba Sing Se and he can capture him. He shows his uncle this poster and Uncle Iroh tells him that they are now in a new city. They can start all over and have a better life instead of going out and starting trouble. Zuko tells his uncle that he doesn't want to serve tea like his uncle loves serving tea. And then Uncle Iroh tells him that he needs to figure out what he wants in life and what that thing will be. Zuko wants his destiny, and his uncle tells him that he is the one that can decide what his destiny is going to be. Zuko finds out where Appa is and he plans on stealing him. His uncle scolds him and tells him he needs to start looking inward and asking himself the big questions. Who are you and what do you want? Zuko still believes that capturing the Avatar is his destiny, but his uncle helps him to understand that this destiny is something that someone else has put on him. He eventually lets Appa go. Zuko becomes sick. He comes down with a fever, and I believe this symbolizes his internal transformation. He is having internal conflict, and the fever is an external manifestation of his internal turmoil. Midpoint. Zuko has finally recovered from his fever, and his Uncle Iroh tells him to follow his passion, that if he follows his passion, then life will reward him. His uncle has opened a new tea shop, and Zuko is open to living a new life. He is more positive and happy that his uncle has fulfilled his dream of opening a tea shop. Zuko gets captured by his sister Azula with the help of some earthbenders, and he is held in the crystal catacombs under the palace. There he meets Katara, who is a waterbender helping Avatar Aang. Then the Avatar and Uncle Iroh find Zuko and Katara, and Zuko is angry that his uncle was working with the Avatar to find him, and Zuko is ready to fight him. But his uncle pulls him aside and tells him that he is freer, stronger, and wiser than he has ever been in his life, and right now he is at a crossroads with his destiny. This is his time to choose, and this is his time to choose good. So this is a point in the show where Uncle Iroh is presenting the truth to Zuko. Azula disrupts the conversation. She expects this treachery from her uncle, but she tells Zuko, "Fight alongside me. You have a chance to regain your honor and get Dad's love. Fight alongside me and help me capture the Earth Kingdom." And Azula is a liar and a manipulator, and Zuko falls for it. He fights alongside Azula against the Avatar and his friends, and they win. They take over the Earth Kingdom and go back to the Fire Nation. Zuko has been led to believe that his honor has been restored by defeating the Avatar and taking the city of Ba Sing Se of the Earth Kingdom. Zuko continues to live between the lie and the truth. Zuko is working really hard to prove to himself that he still believes in the lie. But he will start to realize that he is no longer in harmony with the lie, and that he will need to embrace the truth in order to be happy and to achieve his goal. Because the change that's happening within him, he cannot stop it. Second act, part of third season. What ways is Zuko showing change? He goes to see his father, and his father has redeemed him. He supposedly has his honor back. But Zuko isn't happy, and he doesn't feel fulfilled. His father believes that he killed the Avatar when it was actually his sister Azula who did, and that is what Azula told the dad. But Zuko knows his sister. He knows his sister is manipulative and she has ulterior motives. Zuko may have his father's love back and his honor, but it's all based on lies. And Zuko deep down knows that the Avatar isn't dead, that he is still alive. How is Zuko still caught between the lie and the truth? Zuko is feeling guilty about betraying his uncle, the person that has been there for him all this time. He goes to visit his uncle in his prison cell, and he wants his uncle validation that he did the right thing, joining Azula and coming back to the Fire Nation. But his uncle says nothing, and Zuko is angry that his uncle doesn't respond and he lashes out. Later, Zuko visits his uncle again, and he admits to his uncle that he has everything that he has ever wanted, but it is not what he thought it will be. Uncle Iroh still doesn't respond, and Zuko blows up again. Zuko isn't happy and he is lost. He wants his uncle's advice, but his uncle has already told him what he needs to do, but he isn't listening. Zuko, his girlfriend, his sister, and his sister's friend all go to Ember Island. Ember Island gives everyone a clean slate and reveals the true you. Zuko expresses how he isn't happy even with his father's acceptance. He's angrier than ever, and he's angry at himself. It is because he knows that he has changed, and the lie that he's holding on to doesn't benefit him anymore. That is where his anger is coming from. Zuko learns about his great-grandfathers. They were best friends. The Avatar Roku from 100 years ago, and Fire Lord Sozin. Fire Lord Sozin was the one who started the war, and Avatar Roku was against it. Zuko finally gets summoned to a war meeting. Fire Lord Ozai saved him a seat right next to him. It was like Zuko was his right-hand man, but Zuko wasn't happy. He behaved like the perfect prince, but he realized that in order to feel the love and acceptance from his father, he had to not act like himself. What is Zuko's validation of the truth? Zuko has had it. During the eclipse, the day of Black Sun, Zuko confronts his father. He speaks his mind. He thought for the longest that he wanted his father's love, acceptance, and honor, but really, all he was doing was trying to please his father. But now he understands fully that he is his own person and that he chooses his path, his destiny, and his honor, and he is going to join the Avatar and help him destroy his father. Zuko leaves the Fire Nation and follows Avatar and their crew after their failed invasion. The third plot point. Avatar Aang still needs to learn firebending. This is the last element he needs to learn, but he needs a firebending teacher. Zuko is in the Western Air Temple, the same place as Avatar Aang and his friends are, and he's very nervous. He's not sure how to approach them after everything they've been through. Zuko has changed a lot. He has had a complete transformation, but he's not sure how to show them this. Zuko wants to teach Avatar Aang firebending and wants to join their group. They reject him joining their group. Zuko's new plan of going after his destiny and regaining his honor isn't starting out too well. There are a series of events that Prince Zuko finds himself in that he has to prove to the Avatar and his friends that he is different and that he can help them. Eventually, they accept him into their group. Now Zuko needs to get ready for the climax. He knows he is going to face Azula again. And this time, because he knows who he is true to himself, and he understands his purpose, he knows that he will defeat her. Prince Zuko's firebending has lost his power. And part of the reason is that the rage and anger he used to have is no longer fueling the firebending. He doesn't want to rely on rage and anger as fuel, so now he has to learn to draw the power from a different source. Zuko and Aang meet the Sun Warriors and the Last Living Dragons, who teach Zuko the origins of firebending. Now Zuko has a deeper understanding, and now he can teach Aang firebending the right way. The climax. Zuko faces his sister Azula and Aang faces the Fire Lord. Zuko beats Azula and the Fire Lord is defeated. Resolution. Zuko has helped Avatar Aang bring balance to the world. He becomes Fire Lord of the Fire Nation, and now he is committed to bringing and keeping the peace in the world. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more videos on writing tips and books. Go ahead and download free How to Write Your Character profile sheets. The details will be in the description box below. Go ahead and watch the next video here. I will talk to you next time. Bye!